On Friday, August 25th at 12:34 p.m. CDT, Booster 9 underwent a significant test, firing up its engines for a full-duration static fire. Out of the 33 powerful Raptor engines on board, only 2 didn't perform as expected, leaving us curious about why they shut down prematurely. During this process, SpaceX decided to tweak the cosmic clockwork itself, adjusting the timing between the B-Day system's startup and the ignition of the booster. In the previous test on August 6th, there was a gap of about 6.5 seconds between these two events, but this time, they reduced it to just 4 seconds. Also, the ignition started 1.5 seconds sooner after closing some valves. This means that ignition now happens only 0.5 seconds after reaching the maximum flow rate, instead of the previous 2 seconds. During this process, a significant part of the water turns into steam that you can't see, and any remaining water gets pushed away by the flames and onto the ground, making it hard to spot. Even the tiny bit of water that's left gets broken into smaller pieces, making it even harder to see in the midst of the flames. The good news is that the test seemed to go smoothly. According to SpaceX, they cleared the area around Booster 9's launch site and were in the process of loading the propellant. You could even see frost forming on the LOX tank, indicated by a foggy vent. So, does it sound like everything went well? Keep on watching to find out. Before the big static fire test, SpaceX conducted a meticulous pre-test checkup called the FireX Checkout on the Orbital Launch Mount, OLM. This process is like a thorough health check for the rocket, making sure everything is in perfect working order before the main event. Once Booster 9 arrived at the launch pad, a crucial step ensued, the careful process of hoisting it onto the Orbital Launch Mount, OLM. Imagine this as gently placing a delicate piece of machinery on a pedestal. This is a vital step because it allows for better access to the booster for testing and eventual launch. But they didn't stop there. Before proceeding with the static fire test, Booster 9 underwent a series of preparations to ensure its reliability and safety during the upcoming trials. This included scrutinizing every component, system, and part of the rocket. Technicians and engineers left no stone unturned, ensuring that the rocket was in the best possible shape for the challenges ahead. And it wasn't just Booster 9 getting ready for its moment in the spotlight. The SpaceX facility buzzed with activity as other vehicles were queued up for their own rounds of testing. This bustling activity underscored the dedication and precision required for such a complex undertaking. Simultaneously, a crucial aspect of the process involved initiating the subcoolers. These specialized equipment help keep the rocket's propellants at the right temperature, making sure they're ready for the fiery demands of liftoff. The orbital launch mount played its part as well, releasing gases into the atmosphere. This subtle hint suggested that preparations for the booster's cryogenic loading, where it's filled with super cold propellants, were underway. Speaking of cryogenic loading, Booster 9 underwent a controlled cryogenic loading process, ensuring that the propellants were handled safely and efficiently. It's like filling up a high-performance vehicle with the perfect fuel blend, getting it ready for a record-setting race. Following this, it was time for the much-anticipated FireX test. This marked a significant milestone in assessing the booster's systems and capabilities. It's akin to a test flight before the actual launch, where engineers closely monitor every aspect to ensure that the rocket performs as expected. Before proceeding with further tests, Booster 9 took a moment to make sure its grid fins were working correctly. These fins are crucial for controlling the rocket's descent during landing. Ensuring they were in top-notch condition was essential for a safe and successful mission. Subsequently, the booster went through a spin prime test. This involved rotating the rocket, simulating movements it might make during its journey. The fact that this test proceeded according to plan was a positive sign that everything was on track. Meanwhile, there were ongoing water deliveries. To facilitate this, a large crane that had been occupying the area was repositioned, making way for the water delivery process. Water is used in various ways during rocket testing, from cooling equipment to dampening vibrations. In the midst of these preparations, there was also a notable presence of the LR-7000 Machini. This massive Machini had been moved to a safe distance, indicating a deliberate effort to protect it during the testing and launch activities. Even SpaceX's CEO, Elon Musk, couldn't contain his excitement. In response to the Booster 9 update, featuring 4 photographs showcasing the rocket's relocation, he expressed his expectations by simply saying, "Next Starship launch soon." This statement added to the anticipation surrounding the upcoming launch. While commendable strides were evident in these preparations, the specific departure date of Booster 9 and Ship 25 remained uncertain. This uncertainty is a testament to the complexity and precision required in space exploration, where every detail must be just right for a successful mission. While Elon Musk's mention of a soon launch should be met with cautious optimism, as he often sets ambitious timelines, it's important to recognize that the exact schedule for Booster 9's mission isn't solely under his control. The intricacies of space travel, safety protocols, and regulatory approvals can all influence the timeline, making precision and thorough testing imperative. Switching gears, on a different corner of the globe, India achieved a remarkable milestone. They became the 4th nation, following in the footsteps of the United States, Russia, and China, to successfully land a spacecraft on the moon. What makes this feat even more remarkable is that India's Chandrayaan spacecraft accomplished this historic landing at the moon's southern pole, marking a pioneering achievement. The primary objective of India's mission is to conduct an in-depth study of the moon's geological characteristics, with a specific focus on identifying valuable resources such as water. This water could potentially serve as a vital resource for future lunar bases established by any nation, highlighting the importance of such lunar exploration endeavors. The magnitude of India's accomplishment is undeniable, especially when you consider the relatively modest investment of approximately $75 million made by India's space agency to cover the entire process from development, launch, and the successful landing of the probe. In stark contrast, the annual budget of NASA, the United States Space Agency, stands at approximately $20 billion. This stark difference underscores the impressive nature of India's lunar endeavor in an era of thriving celestial exploration, proving that significant strides can be made without astronomical budgets. However, India's achievement is not the only example of cost-effective space exploration. In the modern space industry, companies like SpaceX and Rocket Lab have demonstrated that a thriving space business doesn't necessarily require an extravagant budget in the billions of dollars. Instead, a more modest investment in the range of hundreds of millions can yield successful and economically viable space missions. This approach is reshaping the space industry, making it more accessible and competitive, and ultimately driving further innovation and exploration beyond our planet. This revelation marks a significant shift in the economics of space exploration, where once colossal budgets were deemed necessary for any meaningful venture beyond our planet's atmosphere. SpaceX and Rocket Lab, through their innovative approaches, have redefined the rules of engagement. To illustrate this trend, consider a recent milestone achieved by Rocket Lab. On a Wednesday evening, Eastern Time, they celebrated their 40th mission, a testament to their remarkable progress. Using their dependable Electron rockets, they flawlessly delivered a satellite into a low Earth orbit, catering to the needs of their client, Capella Space. What truly sets this achievement apart is that Rocket Lab employed an engine that had previously been used in another launch. This showcases the viability of reusability, a concept championed by SpaceX, which has proven to be both cost-effective and environmentally responsible. Yet, even in a world where space exploration continues to captivate our imaginations, SpaceX emerges as a true beacon of innovation and progress. With each rocket launch and every payload successfully delivered to its destination, SpaceX's profound impact on shaping the future of humanity's relationship with the cosmos becomes all the more evident. Elon Musk's ambitious vision for humanity's multiplanetary future, the development of the Starship spacecraft, And the ambitious plans for missions to Mars are just a few examples of the pioneering strides SpaceX is making. They are not only transforming how we access space, but also redefining our aspirations for what lies beyond the stars. So, what are your thoughts on SpaceX's adjusted timing for Booster 9's static fire test and the changing landscape of space exploration economics? Share with us in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, show us some love by hitting that like button and leaving a comment down below. Also, if you're a fan of all things technology, be sure to check out this other video we've got lined up for you. It's packed with all the latest news, tips, and tricks to keep you ahead of the curve.